Hey guys, Ben here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing the DCTV show episode 119. To start this live stream, it is just me today, but Declan is coming, DC Central. He normally joins me on a lot of live streams, but yeah, I'm just alone today. I haven't done that in a while, but you know, Andy was busy, Chainsaw was busy, some of the usual guests that come along, but Deck is on the way. So welcome to the live stream. We're going to be doing things as usual. We've got the new camera set up. Hopefully it looks good. But you know, things are going to be usual. I've got my topics to talk about. Sorry, it's kind of weird talking to myself. Like I haven't talked to myself in a while in the live stream. I'm literally used to just, you know, all these guests coming in every week. But I'm going to be talking about multiple topics, mainly to do with DC and the characters moving into the public domain. That is a big deal. Plus, also, we have Superman Lois Season 4. We've got first look photos, which we're going to pop up on the screen. And also, we're going to talk about, you know, just generally the start of Season 4. But we've had quite a few teasers. And as always, please be sure to send in super chats throughout the live stream. I really appreciate if you support the channel. And actually, as a big thank you to those of you guys who support, especially on the live streams, we're running a raffle right now. I talked about it in 2 separate videos earlier this week. And basically, it's all to do with giving away this kind of box that I've gathered. Well, I actually haven't gathered it yet, but I've got a plan to put, you know, some DC related DVDs in there, maybe like 2 Blu-rays, and then some pop figures. And so it's like a mystery box, and it's going to be worth around like, you know, £50 or so, or $50. And yeah, it's just basically as a thank you to those of you guys who send in super chats. So every super chat, every £1 or $1 you send in is going to be 1 entry. But if you want 2 entries, you can send it in using the link in the description below. It's a PayPal link. You can send in just as usual, like you do with super chats. It's not anything crazy, guys. Like, it's a simple process. If you do it, I'll shout you out in the live stream as always. But basically, you'll get 2 entries for that. And the reason is super chat is good, but YouTube have some weird restrictions about, you know, everything to do with super chat. So sometimes it's best to just, you know, do it externally. So I'm giving you guys the option. Super chats if you want to send in and ask any questions throughout this video, but also if you send in anything by that link in the description below, which is right at the top, you can follow all the details. Basically, it's going to be a raffle. It's not just like a straight giveaway. So, you know, the more super chats you have sent in, and this is going into next week as well. So it's not just this live stream. Don't worry, guys, if you want to enter. But it's mainly for those of you guys who regularly send in super chats. So you get a chance to win a pretty cool DC mystery box. It's not like me trying to ask everyone to send in super chats or something. It's for those of you guys normally that do it. But if you are new around here, of course, you're welcome to do it. But let's go ahead and get into today's main topics. First off, shout out to Cal. Cal is here. We've got 36 Adrix Prod from Romania. Welcome. We got Danny here, and we got Gary. Gary sent in a couple of super chats. Maybe might be some Supergirl stuff in there. Who knows? But yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, pack that once the giveaway is over. The deadline is the 28th, so that's 10 days time. So in the meantime, if you know, send in anything, of course, you're gonna add up the raffle points. But yeah. Okay, Declan can't join us this week. He's just, you know, ran into something and he's just too busy to join us. That's no problem. So it's just going to be me today, guys. But let's go into Gary's super chat. So Gary, as usual, sending in the controversial and funny super chats. He says, "Are you ever planning on getting married?" Thanks for the personal question, Gary. Yeah, I guess at one point. I think most people at one point, but yeah, thanks for the super chat, Gary, and shout out to you for joining. And obviously, you've just earned yourself 2 points in the raffle for the DC giveaway, and another 2 points for this one. We can't really talk too much about this, but Andy has actually previously talked about this. Thanks for the good questions, Gary. But yeah, I mean, Iris could, well, probably does that, Gary. So yeah, that's my answer. But yeah, okay, let's move on to, our first main topic of the live stream, and we'll be sure to answer any interesting comments that you've got in the chat, or, anything that's of interest that you send in via super chats. Cal, thank you so much for the 1.99 super chat. Of course, you're in for the raffle. That means, $2. That is 2 points. I'm going to tally these all up, guys. So don't worry. I'm literally made a note of, like, someone sent in already from the link. So that's a separate thing. So that person, because they sent in £2, that's 4 raffle points. So yeah, there is some competition. So yeah, going good so far, guys. So yeah. Okay, that was Kevin. So shout out to Kevin. His surname is actually Gunn, so like James Gunn. But yeah, that's great. Okay, yeah, so shout out to Cal, you're entered. But let's go into today's main topic. Sorry, I'm still getting used to just having no one to bounce off of. Like, it's kind of weird. But yeah, okay, so let's talk about Superman and Lois first. Let's discuss what has been going on with Superman and Lois. And so basically, with Superman and Lois season 4 getting started on the 11th, that's exactly a week ago today. They've been pretty busy filming up in Vancouver. I'm going to pop up on the screen some photos and interesting bits and pieces we've talked about in the last week, but we can talk about with you guys here live. And we've got actually someone who sent in a big super chat. So we're going to answer that in just a second. I'm just trying to pull this up so it's ready to go. Here we go. Okay, we've got Man on the Moon Reacts. Shout out for the huge $9.99 super chat. I really appreciate it. That is amazing. And I believe you're a first-time super chatter, so welcome to the live stream, and it's great to have you here. And thank you so much for the support. And as I said in this live stream, you are going to be entered into the raffle for the DC mystery box. So it doesn't matter where you guys are around the world. Everyone that supports the channel via super chats or by the PayPal link in the description below, you're going to be entered. So $9.99, that means you get 10 entries into the competition. So yeah. Oh, it's Our Watch. Okay, welcome, Our Watch. Okay, you're not a first-time super chatter, but yeah, welcome, Our Watch. It's good to see you. You've rebranded the channel. Okay, now I know who it is. So next time it happens, it's Our Watch. Okay. So shout out to Our Watch. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it, man. Okay. Let's talk about this. What we've got up on the screen right here. This is all to do with Superman Lois season 4. We're going to get into this. We got Bitsy Tolok. She's been very active online. She's been posting and giving us stuff to look forward to from episode 1 whilst they're shooting. And so you got a photo of her with her on-screen children, Alex Garfin, and why was I going to say Jordan Elsas? But it would have used to be Jordan Elsas. Michael Bishop. That's who it is, guys. That is who it is. But yeah, this is, your first look at them on set together. As I said in my video the other day, I don't think this is actually, anything to, go crazy about. This is just like a behind the scenes photo. I believe this is just like a normal office, maybe like a green room. That's where like actors hang out in between takes. But we'll talk about that script in a minute. But we've got a first look at Tyler in Superman Lois season 4. I know it's nothing crazy. It's just literally him there, and it's a photo with Bitsy. But it's super exciting to get, kind of glimpses into everything that's going on behind the scenes. Like, we don't know too much about this season, but it's great to see them. It's amazing to have BTS photos, BTS videos, like even the silly TikToks that, Alex Garfin has been making and posting online. It's been great. And it's just good to be up to date, figuring out what's going on. Like, clearly they're filming, a scene between Lois and Superman as reporters, because they're both in a kind of more fancy getup, something that they would maybe go to like a press conference or, some sort of event, or maybe meeting for an interview. It makes sense that that's probably what's going on, and that means we're going to get more of that this season. And we know that with the budget cuts, they can't do too much Superman and Lois, and so they don't want to go too crazy into Superman action. That's what I meant. But yeah, so what do you guys think of this? Let me know in the chat. This is obviously super exciting to get a first look at Tyler, Bitsy, Alex Garfin, and Michael Bishop as well. And before we go on to some big confirmations about who is going to be in the first episode and episode 2 and beyond, this is something that Bitsy actually posted. She posted this script cover for episode 3. She obviously got the go-ahead for this. And the title of the episode is Always My Hero. We talked about the episode 1 title, The End and the Beginning, last week on the stream with Declan. But this, I think the title just kind of tells you what's going on. Always My Hero. It's just, kind of classic Superman title, I guess. Maybe a Lois Lane centric episode, I would predict, especially because it's being directed by Bitsy's husband. He's an actor. I'm sure a lot of you guys know David. He's been in a lot of stuff. If I pull up his name, you can check out what he's been in. How do I spell his name? Okay, I did it the wrong way around. I thought I was going in the right direction there, but apparently not. I'm sure some of you guys recognize him. He's in Grimm, Million Little Things. He's actually been in Batman in the animated universe before, in Batman Soul of the Dragon. So, he's involved in the world, and he is directing. I don't know if he's directed anything before. Let me check his IMDb. So this is Bitsy's husband, who is an actor, but now doing a bit of directing. Yeah, so Superman and Lois upcoming. He directed 1 episode of A Million Little Things and 1 episode of Grimm. You find that actors do that a lot, and obviously because of his link to Bitsy, it makes sense that he's getting involved, but he hasn't previously been involved in Superman and Lois, so this is definitely going to be a big deal for them. But yeah, let's move on to the next thing. First things first, let me know, what do you think about all of this? What are you looking forward to season 4 of Superman and Lois, this final season? Let me know. Is this the last season? Yes, this is the last season. Welcome Young Hulk to the live stream. Somebody put Batman and Superman and Lois CW. Yeah, that would be great. But, it's probably not going to happen because, they're doing a lot of Batman content elsewhere. Actor Phil Washington, shout out to you. Yay. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Cal sends in another super chat, $4.99 super chat. So that's 5 entry points to you, Cal, extra. So Cal says, do you think Superman and Lois will skip Doomsday because of the budget cuts? So I've talked about that before. I think you were here, Cal. I'm pretty confident that they probably going to find a way to skip past it, or it's going to be very minimal in the first episode. So, man, I really want to see it, and I really want to say, Cal, I really want to say that, yes, I want to say we're going to get it if they can just sneak in, a little bit of the budget, just to finish that storyline, just to finish that fight on the moon, because it was so good. It was such a good cliffhanger. And actually, now I understand why a lot of people were a little bit mad at Superman and Lois and the showrunners for actually doing it, just because it's a little bit reckless. People weren't sure if the show was going to be ending, and also people didn't know what was going on, and also they didn't know. So it is a bit reckless in my opinion, and especially now with the big budget cuts, they're kind of left in this position where I'm sorry to say it, but they kind of have to skip over it if they want to save money. It's going to be an expensive fight scene, and it depends how far they want to go with it. And I don't think they're going to want to go too far because they've got to spread the budget out across the whole 10 episodes of the season. But shout out to Cal once again for the $4.99 super chat. Really appreciate the support. Okay. We got Jamie. Welcome to the live stream, Jamie. Jamie has been a member for 33 months. Shout out to you. Hey Ben, what did you think of the new Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1? Jamie, I'm really sorry, but I actually haven't got around to watching it yet. I really need to do it, and I'm planning to do it before episode 2 or part 2 comes out of Crisis on Infinite Earths. I'm going to watch it. I love the DC animated content. Just been too busy recently, but I'm going to carve out some time to watch it. That's for sure. And maybe I'll make, some videos on when part 2 comes out. But let's move on to the next topic. Well, actually continuing with Superman Lois, got another look of Tyler here. So shout out to Mustani. He or she has been posting a lot of stuff to do with Superman Lois. So I just retweeted it all. And so let's talk about some returning faces in this new season. And so we know that, oh yeah, that's a good idea, Jamie. Maybe we could do a members watch stream about that, where we could all watch Crisis on Infinite Earths all at once. That would be good. Yeah, that's very good. I'll consider that, Jamie, for sure. So let's talk about returning faces in Superman Lois Season 4, the final season. We know with all the budget cuts that a lot of the cast members, apart from the main Kent family and Lex Luthor, they're all not going to be the main characters this season. They're not series regulars. They're going to be guest stars, and that's as simple as it is. And so basically what this photo refers to is the Superman Lois crew. They're just random members of the crew, working on the production. But commenting underneath the Instagram post was Emmanuelle, who plays Lana Lang in the TV show. And she says, "My girls, can't wait to see you." Basically confirming she's going to be there 100%. She's in season 4. So you're going to see Lana in season 4, which is very, very exciting. But she is not there right now. She's not in episode 1. That's what I'm taking away from her comment, because we've seen other cast members post that they're there on the set, and we know about that one person who is coming to episode 1. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But Lana is confirmed to be in a later episode. Now, is that episode 2? Is that episode 3? I'm not entirely sure off the top of what I know. I don't have any insights. I would really like to see if Canada Graphs can, go out to the sets and actually figure out what's going on and who's there and get some photos. I'm really looking forward to that. But for now, we're just working with what the cast is posting, what the crew is posting. And to be honest, they're giving us a lot to look forward to. Bitsy is posting so much, and same with the other members of the crew. But yeah, you're expecting Emmanuelle to appear in probably episode 2 or episode 3, because she's coming soon, basically. So what do you guys think about all of this? Let me know down in the comments below. Okay, the other member of the cast that is confirmed to be coming is Sarah. Now, the actor that plays Sarah, Indy, she's actually posted this. This was an Instagram story saying that we're back, and with a love heart to Superman, as you can see right here. So she's going to be in Vancouver. Well, she already is, and she is filming Superman Lois Season 4, and she posted this literally a few days after. You can see it's January 14th. That's 3 days after the 11th. So she's going to be in episode 1 as far as we know. And so that is the other person I was talking about. So Sarah's mum in the TV show, Lana, is probably going to be episode 2, episode 3. We don't know 100%, but she's coming. But in the case of Sarah, she is going to be in episode 1. And that's because Indy has actually posted, around the perfect time frame that she's there, she's back, she's going to be filming. So I think they might do it in a way that those returning figures, they could be coming individually in separate episodes. So we get different stories with them. So you get one episode Sarah, you get one episode Lana, and then maybe you get a Kyle episode. Maybe you get, a Chrissy episode with Superman, with Clark and Lois going out reporting. And then you get John, Henry, and Natalie episodes. I feel like maybe they're going to split them up. That's just the impression that I'm getting based off of this. And yeah, this is an interesting comment. Does this mean we'll get multiple versions of Superman in the upcoming final season? No, I don't think so. But yeah, it's a weird version of Superman that they've got printed out in, I guess one of the production studios. But let's go ahead and answer Our Watch, aka Man on the Moon, reacts and his latest super chat. Thank you once again for the huge $9.99 super chat. That's another 10 entries for yourself to the DC Mystery Raffle. So shout out to you. I really appreciate it. They can definitely do TV footage and pedestrian bystanders recording with phones type of Gotham scene. The fight makes its way back to Earth. Oh, you're talking about, Doomsday, and if we're going to see him and Superman actually fighting. So let me see what I think about this. So they can definitely do TV footage. Yeah, so show Doomsday fighting Superman on TV with pedestrians / bystanders recording on their phones, kind of like, just like handheld, like showing a news report, like this is what happened, and then we do a time jump. I'm guessing that's what you're saying. So we kind of like, brush over it, but we still see some of it, but it's not as expensive because it's like shitty quality because it's on someone's phone, but it's on the TV. I like that. I'll watch. I think that is a good solution. I'm not sure if they're going to think of that because I think that's quite creative, and I think that would be really good, but I don't know if they're going to do it. And so the fight makes its way back to Earth, and that's how you get to see the fight. I really like that. That is a great shout to Our Watch. So yeah, once again, thank you so much for the super chat. You're entered into the raffle, and anyone else that sends in super chats, or if you send it in by clicking the link in the description below, you'll be automatically entered with your with the raffle points. But yeah, shout out to Our Watch, and nice rebranding. Man on the Moon reacts. Yeah, I agree, Sean. Superman Lois has been a great show. It's really sad to see it end, but all things come to an end, no matter how good they are. Yeah, shaking found footage. Yeah, I can totally see that. It's a great idea. Yeah, I saw the video where Alex Garfin cut his hair. It was quite funny. He's been doing a lot of TikToks. No, I don't think he's going to change back to Bizarro. I think he's going to be killed and just thrown away, I guess. I do look forward to seeing what form Superman takes on in his future. As far as on TV goes, he'll be missed. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Superman Legacy. Yes, I will miss Superman Lois. I'll miss Tyler as Superman, but I do look forward to what we have in the future. Okay, 1 second, guys. All right, let's move on to our next topic, and keep sending in the questions in the chat. Keep sending in your super chats and everything like that. And also, you can click the link in the description, but also the link in the chat, because every £1 is going to be 2 entries to the giveaway. And if you send in via that, of course, I'm going to shout you out like I do for the super chats. And I'll be sure to answer your question. Just send it in the chat. But yeah, we're going to talk about DC now. Less Superman Lois related and more just DC in general. And that is all to do with this article. I'm going to pop it up on the screen. Basically, what this article is all about, and I uploaded a video on this today. So go check out that video after this live stream. It was just 2 hours ago I posted it. Please watch it. I don't think all of you guys have watched it yet because it is pretty new. But basically, it's to do with the copyright of Superman, Batman, and Joker and Wonder Woman, and some of the OG characters who were originally around when DC was created and properly in full fruition back in the 30s, so in 1930. And basically, as all things with copyright, so if you guys don't know exactly what copyright is, It's, you know, like a form of legal protection. So say Warner Brothers and DC, they own the rights to Superman and Batman. They don't want other people to use it, so they buy the copyright and they hold it for 100 years unless they want to sell the copyright. Kind of like when Disney bought Fox, they gave, you know, the characters, they gave the rights over to Disney to use those X-Men, for example. But with this, what's happening is DC and Warner Brothers are retaining their rights, but what has been confirmed in this article is that there is going to be major explorations for DC characters in the next 10 years. And so that is for Superman and Lois Lane, who will enter the public domain, which basically means they are up for grabs. Anyone can make projects with them in 2034. That is 10 years time. Yes, that doesn't seem so close, but I mean, in the context of things, in terms of, you know, copyright expiring in 100 years, like 10 years isn't too much. So in 2034, you will start to see, and I guarantee you, you will start to see projects with Superman and Lois Lane, but it's not going to be necessarily referred to as a Superman film. It's going to be more like Brightburn and what you saw there. It's kind of, we all assume Brightburn was what if Superman went evil, but you would see more and it would be a bit more similar. And basically there's certain rules they have to follow, but that's going to be followed by Batman in 2035. And that's also going to be followed by the Joker in 2036, followed by Wonder Woman in 2037. So those are major characters. So if they enter the public domain, and when they do, that means we can make projects. Like I could make a random Superman film, but I just can't call it Superman. I can't have the S because that is, you know, that is separate. That is a different issue. And basically what this article explains, if you go later down or you watch my video, I actually explain this in a lot more detail. So I'm not going to go into like too much detail and like bore you guys in this live stream. So go check out that video afterwards that was posted earlier today. What is going on is with them going into public domain, it's been something that they've been expecting for a long time. They have known when it's, you know, the date that it's going to expire for a long time. And so what they've done is they've been preparing, DC has been preparing for this for years. And so what they've done is they've laid a strategy to protect the characters that fall in the public domain. Basically, the idea was to keep them fresh and up to date by changing the literary and visual characteristics of a character over time. A character owner can keep whatever the then current image of the character is as a de facto standard in the public consciousness. Now, what this means is the modern versions of Superman, in Superman Lois, in Man of Steel, in Superman Legacy, when that comes out, that's what people think of as the current day Superman. Obviously, that suit that they wear is different. It's a modernized version of the original suit. So when the public domain gets Superman and Lois, all they can take is the original versions of those characters. So that old Superman costume, let me show you example. Superman original costume. Let's get one. So not this version, I'm talking about the comic book version. I'm talking about this. This is what will be available. They won't be able to have this type of Superman suit because that's not public domain. They would only be able to have a Superman suit like this. And so there's also going to be different things, like they can't have Superman flying because that was added at a later point. It wasn't added in 1934. This version of Superman, the original Superman, could only leap. So you could see a version of Superman leaping around rather than, you know, flying over buildings. He'll be jumping onto buildings and stuff. So there's going to be major limitations as to what people are going to be able to use from, you know, the rights that DC previously held. But now they're in the public domain, it's all up for grabs. So you could be seeing more Superman horror films like Brightburn. You could be seeing DC kind of adjacent films with Batman or Joker, just totally different, like unexpected. But this happens to all characters. We know, like, Dracula is a good example. There's loads of Dracula films at the moment. That's been, twisted in different ways. But yeah, you're going to see this in the next 10 years with those characters getting expired. But DC has also done a very careful job of tying the characters by trademarking the terms Man of Steel. So whoever makes a Superman spinoff can't use Man of Steel. They can't use the Cape Crusader for Batman, as well as Superman's S. So you're not going to see the emblem on there. And also, and also Batman's symbol, Batman's logo, they can't use if they make a Batman film. And so, that is what they've done. They've done it in a kind of smart way that they can say, Warner Brothers and DC Studios can say, okay, we are the de facto version of, Superman. We have that de facto version. If you want to see a proper Superman film, if you want to see a proper Batman, Joker, Wonder Woman film, you come to us because we are the originals. We've got the rights to everything, whilst these other people have the rights, yes, to Superman and Lois and Batman because it's in the public domain in 10 plus years, but they don't have full control. Warner Brothers and DC have full control over what they can and cannot use, and they're going to be limiting everyone else. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? Obviously, there's a lot to take in, but as I said, go watch my video earlier today because that really goes into detail about this whole article and what's going on with DC and how things are going to be, changing. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about that? Jamie says Superman Legacy is just around the corner. Yeah, they're going to start filming in March, so not very long now. Let me take this off the screen, back to normal. Yeah, I'm going to miss Superman and Lois too, Cal. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Patrick. I think this is the end for DC on the CW. Also, did you guys see that the CW rebranded the other day? In their logo, it just says CW rather than the CW now. So, that's a change that they've made, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, there's no actual value. I guess they're just trying to differentiate this version of the CW from any old version of the CW. So yeah, let me know, what do you think about that new logo? I thought, it's interesting, but it's missing the in the logo, and it just, it seemed a bit weird in my opinion. Gary is back. Welcome, Gary. Gary says, do you think I should have kids? Really need advice. Yeah, Gary, if you feel up for being a parent, yeah, for sure. Like, that's my advice, I guess. I'm probably not the best at advice, but yeah, if you feel like it, Gary, if you feel you'll be a good parent, go ahead. But yeah, shout out to Gary. That is another 2 entries into the raffle for the DC mystery box full of pop figures and Blu-rays and DC related content. Not content, like merchandise, I guess. I have like a whole stockpile of cool stuff for you guys. So, there's going to be, some cool stuff. This is going to be a tester this over the next 10 days because the deadline for the raffle is on the 28th. And I'm going to be sending that box to someone. And basically, if it goes well, if you guys like it, if it, is something that you guys are into, you want to have more kind of giveaways for those of you guys that support the channel. Obviously, I just really want to give back to you because, that's the best way I thought of giving back to you is by, giving you a really cool kind of exclusive giveaway for those of you guys who go the extra mile. So let me know, what do you think of it? We'll be sure to do it again if you guys like it. But yeah, shout out to Gary for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Gary keeps asking on the 20th, not sure. I came a bit late. Do we have a start date for Superman Lois? Welcome, Scott. We don't have an exact start date for Superman Lois, but we know that they're filming at the moment. They're ending filming in April. So as far as we know, probably in the summer, latest probably in the fall, so the autumn around October time. That's kind of what we know right now. Gary sends another super chat. Thank you so much, Gary. Gary says, how many kids do you want? This continues from Gary's first question. I don't know, Gary, a couple, I guess. When the time is right, of course. Kids are expensive. But yeah, shout out to Gary. Keep asking those questions, Gary. You know, you're a funny guy. But yeah, shout out to Gary. Well, it's really all coming to an end. Smallville started the Arrowverse, and now Superman Lois ends it. It truly is. It's, you know, the end of an era, truly. So looking forward to it, but not looking forward to it at the same time. If you guys know what I mean. I'm just scrolling back on the chat, guys. Well, Young Hulk, there's going to be big changes. Well, there's already big changes, but we don't know how the show is going to feel. Is it going to actually feel different? You're going to feel the budget cuts? Not sure. We're going to have to wait and see until we get like a trailer and stuff. But I think it's looking kind of similar. The biggest changes is like them saving money. Like they moved the Kent family farm inside a studio, and they're gonna, you know, green screen the background, I guess, and use like previous footage of where the location was. So I guess that's one of the main differences, but I think they're gonna make it look quite seamless. So I wouldn't really worry too much about all of that. But yeah. Let's move on to the next question. Sony holds the rights to Spider-Man, but came up with a joint thing with Marvel and Disney. Yes, they came to an agreement. That's a different situation. And shout out to Michael. Michael has sent in £5 via the link in the description below. So that is automatically 10 entries from Michael. So for £5, he's got 10 entries because it's double via the link. So shout out Michael Walvis. You are awesome. I know that you always tune in and always support. So thank you, Michael. You're entered with 10 raffle points. Wow, it's really gearing up, guys, already in this live stream. So remember, we're going to be live streaming again next week before the deadline on the 28th. So no rush, guys. But yeah, shout out to Michael. I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching the videos and supporting and watching the live streams. But send in any final super chats, any final questions that you guys have before the end of the live stream, because we're going to be ending it. I have no more topics, just going to be going through answering your questions. So send in any kind of final comments you've got. I'm going through the chat now and I'll be sure to answer them. So get going on that. The DC Trinity opens up a can of worms. Are you talking about Crisis? Obviously, if it's Crisis related, we'll get to that. Did you see the 2 filming locations I found on Google Maps that I posted in the Instagram members group? Want to see if anyone recognizes them. Let me have a look. Maybe I can recognize them. I'm going to pop it up on the stream for you guys and see if you can recognize them, because Jamie has sent in some photos. Okay, Jamie, I can't find them. They're not in the group. Send them in and we'll be sure to show them. I would, Stuart says, I would have liked it if they did 20 episodes of Superman and Lois. I would have liked it. Yeah, no, me too. Of course, I'm always in for more episodes. I want to have as much content as possible because I love Superman and Lois. I love the Arrowverse, but you know, that's the sad thing with the budget cuts. They were never going to do 20 episodes. 10 is lucky. Could have been 8 easily. So I'll take 10 at least. Jamie, you resent them. That's good. It's not letting me show, not letting me click on them, Jamie, on my web version of Instagram. So, sorry, it just says use the latest app. Let me see if I can get them up on my phone. But in the meantime, shout out to Gary. Gary has sent in another super chat, $1.99 super chat. So 2 more raffle entries for Gary. Gary says, "Do you think Lois could be pregnant at the end?" Yeah, I could totally see another baby in the mix. Jamie has sent in £2 via the link. So shout out to Jamie. That is 4 entry points to Jamie. So thank you once again for the support. I really appreciate it. And I'm checking the Instagram on my phone. I'm not being antisocial to you guys. I'm just trying to do this because Jamie sent them in. Okay, do you guys recognize this location? This is the Kent family farm location. Basically, there it is. Let me focus it. I'm sure you guys recognize that. And then there is this one that Jamie sent in. Do you recognize this? There is a house. I'm not entirely sure what house that is. Tell me, Jamie, what's that second one? But yeah, thanks for sending them in. Basically, yeah, the farm is not there anymore. So it is what it is, but, you know, it's a shame at the end of the day. That's the Smallville one. I thought it was Smallville 1. I wasn't sure. I was like, could it be? Could it not be? Don't know. Sorry, just doing the focus, guys. Okay, but yeah, we're heading towards the end of the stream. Oh, Nathan's just joining. Sorry, Nathan. This is like the last kind of 5-ish minutes of the live stream. So again, send in any final super chats, or if you want to send in by the link below, you can get double the raffle entries. I'm sorry that I'm going on about it, but I know that you guys, you know, obviously want to support. But don't worry if you can't. Like I said, it's not necessary. It's just for those of you guys who always send in super chats. But yeah, it's no problem, guys. If you've sent in any super chats over the last week, or if you do it next week, of course, you're going to be entered as well. But yeah, that's the Smallville one. What are you going to do once the CW is done? Are you going to review the Max shows? Yeah, definitely. I'm all in on DC. As you've seen recently on my channel, I've been making a lot of DC related videos, DCEU videos. I don't want to say just DCTV. Yes, that is the name of my channel, but we can just refer to that as a name. It's just DCTV is the name of the channel, but it's not all DCTV. Yes, it's going to be DCTV on Max. It's going to be DC Films. It's going to be the DCU, the DC Universe. Like, I'm going to do everything, guys. So don't worry. We're going nowhere once Superman Lois ends. But shout out to Cal. I really appreciate that super chat. And that was a good question, by the way, Scott. So I appreciate it. Jamie was just looking around the filming locations. Yeah, no problem. That is great. Okay. But yeah, that pretty much does it for the live stream, unless anyone sends in any final questions. Don't have too much else to go over, but yeah, it's been a good one, guys. And like I said, go check out my video earlier today. It literally came out 2 hours ago, so go ahead and watch it. It is this video. Let me show you guys. This is a video we uploaded today. This one, so go check it out. It's all to do with the DC copyright issues and how Superman and Batman and Joker, Wonder Woman, they're all going to be available. So, you know, like I said earlier, we can make films about it. So go check out that video once you're done with this live stream, and check out any of the recent Superman Lois videos over the last couple of days. Made some Supergirl ones with the Supergirl casting news. So yeah, there's lots of content on the channel. So go over there, watch the videos. Obviously, I really appreciate all the views. And obviously those you go the extra mile, that is why the raffle is a thing. So, you know, I'm gonna get busy, you know, digging out the prizes. Like I said, I haven't picked everything, but I'm gonna make them good. That's for sure. So hopefully you guys are excited for that. Like I said, there's 10 days left of the raffle. A lot of you guys have got entries into it throughout this live stream, and even some guys before. So let me recap what we've got so far. We got Kevin Gunn, who has got, he sent in roughly £2. So that's 4 entries. We got Michael, who sent in £5 roughly. So that is 10 entries. Got Jamie sent in roughly £2. So that is 4 entries. And that is all through the link in the description below. But yeah, so shout out to all of you sending super chats. Obviously, I'm going to count that up after the end of the live stream, and I'm going to have, you know, like a tally of how many points each person has. And this is going to continue into next week. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to Stuart. Thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone that joined. Shout out to my members, Nathan, Jamie, and everyone that's here. Oh, and everyone that normally comes into the live stream but couldn't make it today. So go check out my recent video earlier today, and that pretty much does it for this. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a good solo live stream. We'll be back with more guests next week, and hopefully I'll get around to watching Crisis. That would be really interesting if we could do a live stream. So we'll try and figure that out. But for now, thank you for watching. See you guys later. Goodbye.